Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
Welcome in, ladies and gents, Buffet boys and girls. I'm Devin, that is Zane, and you're watching Buffet Sports. We show up on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff down below. We're making our predictions for Week 12 and ranking the quarterbacks from last week. Let's jump in. All right, before we get started, I got a question for you because I was looking at this today and I kind of don't, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. So at first I was looking at it and I was like, okay, who's the best coaching hire of this year? And I was like, it's kind of easy. It's Jim Harbaugh and Dan Quinn. Like, pretty straightforward. The Commanders and the Chargers are really good. So better question, best rookie head coach hire. So this is the guy in Seattle. This is the guy in Tennessee. Brian Callahan. You've got, I believe, Raheem Morris for the Falcons is a first-year guy. Technically, the Raiders head coach is Damian, or whatever his name is.
Antonio Pierce,
he's technically a first year, even though he was an interim last year. And then there's one that I'm missing.
Jets head coach.
And the Jets head coach technically is, there's one other one that I'm missing here that is slipping my mind, and I look like an idiot. Give me a second. Shane Steichen's on his second year. So, the Patriots head coach. That's what I'm thinking about. So who's the best of those guys? Rookie head coaches. Raheem Morris with the Falcons. You've got the I can't remember his name in Seattle. Brian Callahan in Tennessee are really the three to me that kind of stand out. But which do you think is the biggest? Is the best first year head coach?
For me, it's pretty simple. It's DeMeco Ryans, in my opinion.
He's not a rookie head coach.
I thought you just said he was.
DeMeco Ryans? Who? The Texans head coach?
Mayo.
Gerard Mayo?
Gerard Mayo, not
DeMeco Ryans? I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, Gerard Mayo, the Patriots head coach.
Really?
Yeah, it's super easy for me because if you think about it, you talked about the Falcons head coach. He has Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of weapons.
Level of difficulty.
He went and he got Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. A lot of people have talked about how that could be a bad trade. And then you go over, what was the other one? Brian Flores. I really like
Callahan.
Yeah, Brian.
Just making shit up.
Making people up, yeah. I'm a Titans guy. And Vrabel was my head coach. I really liked the culture that they had. Big O linemen, big RBs, Will Levis. That was what the Titans were, and now we kind of, I don't know what we're trying to be or what we're trying to do over there. So I don't really think he's been doing great overall. But so yeah, it's got to be the guy who has nobody but a good defense and a rookie quarterback that a lot of people didn't say was going to be that good. A lot of people were saying he was going to be a bust. And Drake May, excluding Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, he's better than Caleb as of right now, and he's played less games overall. Yeah, and that's with a defensive head coach as well.
I argue it's Seattle's head coach, and I it sounds bad that I'm picking them and I don't remember the guy's name, but I argue it's Seattle for the fact you've got a Geno who's a Jag. He's a good quarterback, but not a great quarterback. You've got injury-prone players across the board on offense. You're a defensive head coach coming from like the Ravens system. I think it also says something how bad the Ravens are and how much better the Seattle's defense was, at least to start the year. They've slipped some and regressed some from the beginning of the year, but they started out really hot. And it's not like they're giving up buku points. Other than the Lions game, which is understandable, we see now, it's not like they're not giving up a ton of points. I argue it's them for the simple fact that they're in a situation that matters. And especially this game that happened, like we talked literally yesterday about how in tight games, when the plays are even, like when both teams are winning plays, the 4 or 5 that everyone talks about, it comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
And they won that game against the 49ers yesterday, and against a Kyle Shanahan, who's supposed to be a prolific head coach, in which he got his guys together to rally and win that game in a really important spot. So they're more, I would argue it's them just because they're more relevant.
Yeah, the one counter I would have is I don't know how much Pete Carroll is supposed to still be in that building. I don't know how much hands-on he is, but I do know that a lot of those guys have been in that building for a long time with Pete Carroll, who built an incredible culture.
That's true.
So how much is it just Pete Carroll's culture lingering than it is this new guy coming in and doing new things?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. At the same time, though, while culture persists, like when you bring in a head coach, he brings in his staff.
Yeah.
So there is definitely, it's not, while there is some of that probably lingers, I think it's,
it just depends if Pete's still in the building and is somewhat hands-on, then I mean that it does have a lot to do with Pete, especially when you're talking about Geno being that guy, like making plays like that. That's 100% like, Pete worked with Russ, he worked with Geno, but it'd be him or D'Amico, because not D'Amico, but Gerard Mayo. Gerard Mayo, because it's both of those teams both feel like they're a football team. They're a built football team. They're not just a bunch of guys getting paid to play.
I haven't watched the Patriots, but I just have pause because I haven't watched them, so I don't really know. And
they got nothing over there. They got nothing.
Yeah.
Drake May's putting up incredible numbers. Their defense is really good. I mean, Mayo came out and he was like, "You guys are soft."
Yeah.
And then the defense has picked it back up and they responded, so they respect them. So that's what I base it off.
That's
of,
a good pick.
Is the respect of the players the respect that they have for their head coach, and I feel like he has that entire team behind him.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I think you could go either way. What matters to you in terms of like culture versus relevancy? I think it depends on what you look for. For me, I want relevancy, but I think that's fair for the
what would it be called?
Patriots.
Relevancy for the next 10 years?
What?
Because I'm saying that New England is on the up and coming. They're going to get a good pick this year, and they will be relevant in these big games and maybe even Super Bowls. That's what I would say more than
disagree
Seattle.
with you, but I think it's a little too early to say that they're going to be relevant. We still don't know. We still don't. There's still a ton of question marks. We've seen a lot of good rookie years from quarterbacks, and then they don't pan. We've seen a lot of teams not be able to build O-lines or get receivers, i.e. the Bills, i.e. the Bengals. Like, we know what can happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little too early to call the race. And I think the Seahawks are a quarterback away from being like a powerhouse. The way it looks, if their defense continues to progress and they pick up a couple extra pieces.
Yeah.
And they're able to hold their offense together.
They do got some older guys though.
I mean, Tyler Lockett, are you talking about defense or offense?
Offense.
Not really.
You got Tyler. I mean, this is DK's like 5th year.
Yeah, but receivers have a good shelf life.
Yeah, they have a good shelf life, but then how long is Kenneth Walker going to be there as well? I'm pretty sure he's off his rookie contract, so he's been in the league for at least 4 years.
I think he's still got he's got one more year and then his option. I think this is
This is his 3rd year?
Yeah, I think this is just his 3rd year. So you've got...
It's the same thing with the Patriots, though. Like, this is a team that's already been built for you that you've been handed. So it's how can you improve this?
Yeah.
How can you, as the new coach, improve this team or keep this team together?
But they weren't anything special when, like, for the Patriots. Are you saying the Patriots?
No, I'm talking about the Seahawks.
Oh, because you said the Patriots.
Yeah, no, I think the Patriots didn't have anything handed. Gerard Mayo didn't have anything handed to him.
There's definitely going to be a rebuild in Seattle at some point.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a little too early to call it, and there was some dysfunction at the end of Bill's era to where I don't know if the owners know what to do without Bill.
Yeah, he's worrying me that he might have a little Jerry Jones inside of him.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that I'm a little worried that Bill was holding the operation together, and we might see some dysfunction, and there's going to be some growing pains for a while, even if Drake May pans out. But I can see it. I think it's a decent pick. All right, let's get into Week 12 conviction predictions. We're starting on Thursday night in Cleveland. This is a really close game. Again, I don't get it. Maybe I'm stupid, but the Steelers just beat the Ravens.
Yes, they did.
And it's a 3.5 point spread on the. They're favored by 3.5 on the road. Obviously on the money line. Under over is 36.5. The Steelers are not an explosive team, so I get the 36.5. They're not a we're gonna blow you out. They're not a Lions. They're not gonna blow you out. But Jameis Winston's liable to throw 5 interceptions.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
true.
while the Steelers are not an explosive team, I don't see a world where the time of possession is remotely close, number one.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a ton of opportunities to go down and score. So I like the 3.5. I'm not gonna talk myself into a corner here and go on and on about this and talk about how it shouldn't be a close game. I'm just gonna take the Steelers minus 3.5, call it a day.
Yeah, I don't understand it because I guess I'm pretty sure the Steelers O-line has been banged up. So I guess they're thinking about a Myles Garrett just tearing through whoever their left tackle is, but I don't know if their left tackle is injured. I'm really just concerned if the Browns are practicing, ball carrying drills. Because Derrick Henry flipping fumbled last week. He hasn't fumbled in over 500 games, and he fumbled last week. So that's what I'm concerned about. I think I don't know what they're seeing. I know that Jameis is going crazy right now. He threw for almost 400 last week.
Yeah.
Only 2 TDs. Whatever the case is, he still got bounced by the Saints. Obviously, it's not rivalry week, so I can give the Steelers some praise here. Steelers are going to win this game. Give me over on the points.
Over on the points, back the Steelers.
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty, tighty, lefty, loosey. Okay, we head to Sunday night where the Rams are inviting the Eagles in. These are two teams that one team that's trying to claw their way back into the playoff picture in the NFC, and the other that's trying to shut the door. The Eagles are favored on the road, minus 2.5 in LA. Favored on the money line, of course. Under over is 48.5. This is a trap spot. I've been saying it. This is a trap spot. Like, I've been saying it in the fact that I'm concerned when the Eagles run into any offense with a pulse. Mm-hmm. And they did run into the Commanders. And
they did.
And they took care of them. And so that was encouraging. But on the other side, still, it's a Commanders defense. And while they've been better this year, I still am not, sold. I'm still not completely sold on what the Cowboy or what the Eagles are selling. So, that being said, I think it's a really close game. I don't like the spread. I don't like the under-over in points. I have no idea what that looks like. So I'm going to just take the Eagles on the money line, and they extend their win streak to 7.
Thinking about Jalen Hurts getting me distracted right now. God damn. Yeah, I don't know. How can you stop Saquon Barkley? It doesn't seem that any team can stop Saquon Barkley. Just go.
Get out of here, dude.
It is the curse. And you know what would be hilarious is if we curse the Eagles and they lose this game, and then Nick Sirianni is right back on the hot seat. He's going to be, 8-3?
Yeah.
He's going to be 8-3. People are going to be calling for his job. That'll be hilarious. That's what I want to see in life in general. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles on the money line as well.
No, Zane.
We'll see if our curse actually works this time.
Don't do this. Hope it doesn't. Okay, Monday night, the Chargers invite the Ravens in. This is honestly the best game of the week. I think looking down at the slate, there's not a ton of really interesting stuff. It's really just this is it. So Monday night, we get the Chargers versus the Ravens in LA. The Ravens are favored on the road, minus 3 on the money line. Under over is 49.5. The 49.5 seems a little steep. I don't know if they're going off of what we just saw on Monday night, that the Chargers their defense can be vanquished with a high-powered offense. But we also saw the way that Justin Herbert was shooting ropes.
He can shoot ropes all over that field. Hot.
The Ravens aren't exactly... I don't trust them really, the pass defense, much more than I do the Bengals.
Yeah.
So
they kind of...
This is a weird spot here. I don't know.
Jimmy John's, what is it? Get you there in 5 minutes? Subway sandwiches. I love Subway sandwiches, and I love Jim Harbaugh, and I love Justin Herbert shooting ropes all over the field. God damn. Love that. But I also like Jim, and I like Slim Jims. and I love Derrick Henry, and I love Lamar Jackson, and I don't give two shits
Oh, yeah,
if
I
we're the
forgot.
worst pass coverage defense in the entire league. What we can do is we can just score so many points that the Chargers can't win the game, and we're pissed after we just got bounced by Chris Boswell.
That is how you win a game. You score more points than the other team.
Or, true, unless it's a safety, then the other team scores points for you.
Okay, make your pick.
Obviously, I'm taking the Ravens.
All right. Well, guess
Let's
what
go,
I'm gonna
Jim.
do? I'm invicting the curse, or I'm inciting the
John.
curse on you.
I get them mixed up, John and Jim.
Yeah, you were giving me shit in the off season. Now
Jim
look
and
at you.
John.
I'm gonna take the Ravens too. So let's see if the curse holds up. Bastard.
Let's see if it does.
I
Let's
forgot
see
it's
if
the
it does.
Harbaugh.
But no, they already broke our curse. The Ravens already broke our curse this year.
Yeah, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if they
it's
can do
the.
it this
I
time.
think this draws closer because it's the Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah.
So I think that draws closer. There's a lot of different pieces going on here. Okay. I don't really know what games to talk about on the standalone slate, to be completely honest with you. There's some ones, I think this one's worth talking about. Vikings at Bears. Vikings are favored only by -3.5. They're favored on the money line, obviously. Under over 39.5. Weird in between there. I don't really get this one other than like, okay, are the Vikings are they saying that the Vikings are reeling? And so
I
that's
think
what
it's
it is,
because
or-
Aaron Jones has been hurt and
Yeah.
he's older and he hasn't been able to keep up the production that he's had this year. So, and we've seen their
No.
offense just gets worse and worse throughout the weeks. And the Bears look good, by the way. They did look good once they switched their offensive coordinator. It's just, I mean,
the Bears are going to do bear things.
Bears are going to do Bears things. The Vikings are reeling. I don't know. Hawk is back. You know I love Hawk. So if I was to take this, I would just take it Vikings on the money line. I don't feel comfortable
Yeah,
taking
me too.
anything else in that game.
That's what I'm doing too. I don't feel great about. I just don't feel great. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, the Vikings are on a win streak. It's just they have not looked great during those wins. They've looked terrible. I mean, they beat the Jags only by field goals. They didn't score a touchdown with Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, and now Hawks back. And so I don't know. But yeah, that's what I would go for that game.
And then we're gonna do two. Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about this one because I think this is worthwhile here. Cardinals versus Seahawks. Interesting game. The Cardinals head to Seattle. Apparently the 12th man is dead. Seattle's coming off of a huge win against the 49ers in which Geno had basically a walk-off touchdown.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks are favored at home -1.5. It's a pick 'em on the money line. -106 to the Cardinals, -110 to the Seahawks. So under over is 47.5. Cardinals are obviously, we talked about them yesterday. They're on a 4-game win streak.
Yeah.
Seahawks are could be getting back on the horse. This is a really important game when it comes down to the division standings because the 49ers lost. The door is wide open for the Cardinals. This is what has to seal it right here. So for that reason, I'm going Cardinals money line.
For whatever reason, I think we've been calling the Seahawks fakers. They're not really this good. And then they beat the 49ers. And for whatever reason, I want to say they're still fakers because I don't think the 49ers are as good as we expected them to be.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We thought there would be an instant boom when Christian McCaffrey got on that field. Obviously, the Achilles tendonitis is still there. And obviously, not having Brandon Ayuk is affecting that team. So, sophomore woes, or not sophomore, junior woes, I guess is what you call it for Brock Purdy. So, I
think it's
still,
called injuries.
yeah, it could just be injury.
I think it's called injuries.
Yeah, but I still think that the Seahawks aren't officially real. They haven't had the tester games like the Commanders had against like a team like the Steelers. And so I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with the Cardinals here.
You're the Cardinals.
Hopefully, I'm praying that Marvin sees that big skin a little bit more this game.
All right, let's go run it down on rapid fire. We've got Bucks, Giants, Buccaneers are favored on the road. Tommy DeVito's playing quarterback in New York, so Bucks are favored -5.5 on the money line. Under over is 41.5. I love the over here. I think the Bucks just absolutely bend over the Giants. Tommy DeVito's gonna throw like 3 picks against this defense. They're pissed off.
What'd you just say?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm going Bucks over because it's gonna be a dog walk, and I'm backing them.
I love Baker. There's another man that I love just a little bit more than Baker, and that's Tommy DeVito. Give me the Giants on the money line. I don't know why,
crazy.
but when a backup comes in, there's something inside of me that just wants me to take him.
That's
Pause.
crazy. Okay, Pats Finns. This is a really fun game. This is another in division game. The Finns are favored -7 at home. A full touchdown on the money line. Under over is 45.5. What's your angle? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go first.
You go first.
I'm taking the Pats straight up on the money line.
Ooh, really?
I'm taking the Pats straight up on the money line. This is my upset spot.
Is there any reasons?
Yes. Number one, the Dolphins defense is not for real. And we saw it against the Raiders this week. Mm-hmm. While they won the game, they gave up 24 points to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Gardner threw for like 260.
Yeah.
If Gardner Minshew throwing to Jacoby Myers can put up 265, and Brock Bowers, so a rookie and a no-name, can put up that and put up a fight against the Dolphins, you better believe Drake May's going to make something happen. So I'm going to take the upset here on the money line. Pats. The Finns aren't for real. Everyone's talking about can they go on a run and work their way back to the playoffs? Go fuck yourself. There's so many better teams in the AFC. I was right. The Dolphins suck. They need to blow it up. I'm going with the Pats here.
They did just win last week.
It was the Raiders. Congratulations.
They won.
Congratulations.
They won by I think like 2 scores, whatever. Johnny had a great.
Oh, that's okay. So Raiders beat the Ravens. So the Dolphins are better than the Ravens.
Do they play this year?
What?
Do they play each other this year?
No. The Finns don't have a good schedule, and they've been terrible.
I'm going to go based off of just one thing. Antonio Gibson is going to be covering Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle and my boy Jonnu Smith are going to be wide open. It's going to be a huge game for the Dolphins. So just based on that I think their best corner is going to be on Tyreek, and they have guys like Jalen Waddle and Jonnu to pass the ball to. I'm going to go Dolphins.
Asterisk. Tua might die. There's always that possibility. There's always the slim possibility that the CTE starts to kick in and Tua decides to run head on into a linebacker.
Give me the over on Tua dying on the field.
There's always the possibility that Tua just all of a sudden the CTE kicks in and he goes, need contact. And he just runs headfirst into a linebacker.
So you're taking the over on him running headfirst into a linebacker. I'm taking the under.
100%. Okay. Titans, Texans now. Texans are favored at home, 8.5 on the money line, 41.5. We don't need to talk about this. I'm taking the Texans on the money line. The Titans have their tails tucked between their legs.
Yes, they do. Again, couldn't flip and score in the second half. I don't feel good about them being in the playoffs if they can't score in the second half.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. Obviously, give me the Texans. Give me Joe Mixon, first guy to score as well. Throw that on there.
Do you want it on the spread or money line?
Give it to me on. I really like money lines, but I would just go spread to switch it up.
Okay. All right. Now we get Chiefs, Panthers, upset alert. No, I'm kidding. Chiefs are favored on the road, -10.5. Obviously on the money line, under over is 43.5. We've been waiting for the Chiefs to roll a team. They're coming off of the Bills' loss. They should be pissed off. They went on that 9-0 streak. It was a bunch of one-score games. Okay, Chiefs, let's take care of a Panthers team that everyone else in the league is taking care of. Let's do it. Let's go out. Let's win a game convincingly and remind everyone, okay, yes, we lost to the Bills, but this is also what we're capable of. For that reason, I'm going to take the over here of 43. Actually, no, I'll take the under, back the Chiefs.
Karl Malone, trombone, big-ass microphone, Panthers in 7.
You want them on the money line?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Commanders invite the Cowboys in the nation capital. We got Mando's favored -10.5, obviously on the money line. Under over is 44.5. Cowboys showed signs of life the other night.
Yeah, Cooper. CD.
So 10.5 is large. 10.5 is really large, and the Commanders are a young team. I fear that they can get distracted. So I'm gonna cop out, take the over, back the Mandos at 44.5.
I'm going to take the Mandos on the spread. And then I want who do I want? I want a Brian Thompson Jr. Is that his last name? Brian Thompson Robinson. No.
He's
Brian
not on either of these
Robinson Jr.
teams.
The running back for the...
Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I want Brian Robinson over 100 yards. Put that on there.
Lions are playing the Colts on the road. Their Lions are obviously favored -7.5 on the
The Lions are playing the Colts in the Loud House.
yeah.
Pat's going to be there.
Probably.
Watch the Lions.
So -7.5 favored on the money line. Under over is 50.5. Why wouldn't I take the spread for the Lions? -7.5. The Lions are gonna piss all over AR's great game that he had last week against the Jets. That's over.
That's over.
They might actually put him back on the bench, if not injure him again. If he tries to go after one of their linebackers, they're going to break his collarbone again. So, yeah, I'll take the 7.5. This is so easy for me.
Yeah, give me the Lions on the spread. Holy crap. 7.5 is crazy.
All right, Broncos, Raiders. Can the Broncos complete the sweep of the Raiders this year? They are on the road in Las Vegas, favored -5.5 on the money line. Under over is 41.5 here. We dismantled the Raiders earlier this year, so I feel good about the spread, but I'm going to play it close to the vest and just go Broncos money line.
Give me Broncos spread. Sean Payton loves running it up. He loves that.
Hell yeah. I'll be happy if it is. But after last week and I missed that pick by miles, I'm like, all right, let me just take them all.
Give me Troy Franklin, first TD.
Okay, this is a semi-interesting game. This is the one I was kind of teetering on. Here we've got the 49ers in Green Bay. So, chilly game. We are approaching December. Packers are favored -2.5 on the money line. Under over 47.5. How do you feel? I don't know who to take.
I don't want to go 49ers here, but Jordan's been struggling. I don't know if he's injured or if he's had some problems, but he has been struggling a little bit. He's not like how he was last week. Year. What do you mean last week? He's not
last week.
He's not. He wasn't as good as like he didn't throw for over 300 yards. Didn't he throw a pick?
He threw a pick. He threw for 261 on 13 completions.
Yeah,
he's pretty fucking good.
He threw a pick
and 1 touchdown and had a rushing touchdown.
I know.
It's pretty good to me.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's ass. I'm just saying that he hasn't been as like what we've been talking about, like what we've been seeing. He won by blocking a field goal to the Bears. The Bears suck this year.
Their defense is good.
Yeah, their defense is good, but they won by. They went to the second round of the playoffs. My expectations for Jordan Love are extremely high. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm saying that game that he played, he didn't look like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he had a great game, fantastic game, but I don't think he was a top 3 quarterback this week. And that's the expectation that I have for Jordan Love, being a top 3 guy.
Why are you hot about this?
I don't know.
That was so stupid.
Give me the Packers.
All right. Jesus Christ. I'm going to, just for that and that just outburst of childishness, I'm going to take the Niners and they're going to fuck up the Packers. I was going to go the other way, but you pissed me off. So, that is the slate for Week 12. You know what time it is, ladies and gents. We're going to talk about quarterbacks. So, in this next segment called QB Corner, Zane and I rank the top 10 quarterbacks from the previous week going into the next week based on statistical greatness, the feeling in our balls, and level of difficulty. This is QB Corner. Let's go. Number 1, I have a 1. Joshua Allen, 27 of 40, 262, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 12 rushes for 53 yards, and the game-sealing touchdown on the run. The decider for me that put me over the edge. Obviously, the Chiefs are 9-0, but it's showing up. Showing up in the big moments.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot of that this week, and we certainly didn't see it from Patrick Mahomes. So,
yeah,
you dethrone the undefeated team in the league, and you do it with the ball in your hands. You're number 1 in my book.
Yeah, he's number 1 on my list as well. It was a toss-up between that and Jared Goff, but he played the Jags. So,
okay, so we're agreeable on 1. Yeah. 2, I have Herbie.
You have Herbie.
I have Herbie at 2. 17 to 36, 297, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 5 rushes, led all rushers with 65 yards,
See-
at least on the Chargers.
What's funny about this is I never put Jared Goff's stats down because I thought for sure that he's either your 1 or he's your 2. So I will counter with Jared Goff's stats. He threw for 495 yards, and I want to say 4 TDs, 0 interceptions, and he had a really good completion ratio.
Not 495.
What was it?
412.
412.
But I have him on here, and he's not far off. I argue the game against Cincinnati is more difficult, being the offense that you're playing. And granted, Herbie looked really good in the first half.
Yeah, he did.
And then he kind of faltered in the second half, but ultimately they had enough to pull it together to win the game.
Yeah.
So I argue level of difficulty just kind of by miles.
Well, there's not really level of difficulty because you're talking about defenses here, and you're playing a terrible defense in the Jags. You're also playing a terrible defense in the Bengals. So level of difficulty, I would put that on the same level because when it comes to the defenses, it's like it's a shootout for Jay Herbie.
I don't know.
He got shut out a little bit in the second half.
But I think it says more, like, yes, and again, Goff's not far off here, but I think when you've got the team that the Lions have, it means more that you're able to get the job done and pull yourself together as the Chargers versus a team where you just got run off the field. You almost got run off the field with scoring, I think it was like 21 straight points, 3 straight touchdowns, and then you're able to pull it together and win the football game. I think obviously some things have to go right for you, but to me in that spot in prime time against a Joe Burrow versus who did the Lions play?
Jags.
The Jacks. Mac
Jags.
Jones.
Yeah, he played Mac Jones.
I would argue.
I will say, just for the sake of it, Chargers were going to win that game regardless. But the guy who sealed it away was J.K. Dobbins with that touchdown run. They were going to kick the field goal, or maybe they were going to kick the field goal and win that game regardless. But the person who did seal it wasn't Justin Herbert, but he did lead that game-winning drive. The only thing I can counter with is, what was it, 52 points, 56 points, whatever it was. How many points the Lions had? Like 52, 56, whatever it was.
Yeah. I get that for sure. I just think in terms of like what we're looking at, like the game that for Justin specifically after that playoff game, it means more in the fact that you're able to pull yourself together. Yeah. I know it's still like you got run off the field in the second half. You didn't play well, but we know what the Lions are. Jared Goff's been doing this all year.
Yeah. It's almost we're getting voters fatigue for Jared Goff.
Right, a little bit. But that's why, and so I think for Justin, the mentality sake of like he was able to do it, that's why for me, that's the level of difficulty for me is the mental block to like, okay, let me pull myself together and let's go win this football game.
It helps when you got Jim.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with watching the Chargers play, so I'm fine with conceding.
Do you want to go? I'm fine going Herbie. If you want to go Goff 2, Herbie 3, I'm fine with it. But I obviously lean Herbert.
I don't know. You make a very good case. And, I mean, this is just commonplace for the Lions now. And this is like, it was a more important game for Justin as a person.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with putting Justin 2. It was a big week for him, I would say. And it was, even though they put up however many points they did, that's just normal for the Lions. So it's just like a basic game for Jared Goff.
Okay. In the 4 spot, I've got Bo Nix.
Bo Nix? Okay, now because we're putting Jared.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Bo Nix here, 28 of 33, 307, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, no really rushing of consequence, 2 rushes for 5 yards. But ran a Falcons team that has had flashes this year and looked good. Now, how much of this is about the defense just absolutely shutting out the Falcons, and how much of it is Bo Nix riding on that momentum? You could argue it leans heavy towards that, but he's a rookie. So I've got him at 4. Do you have someone to counter me at 4?
I have Matt Stafford beating New England. He was 18 for 27, 295 yards, and 4 TDs.
Okay.
So he tied it up with you.
So I have Stafford at 6, and I actually have Burrow at 5. That's who I would counter your counter with Stafford. I would counter with Burrow at okay, 20-50, not pretty.
Yeah, that's what
but
I saw.
356, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 2 rushes, 28 yards. While you can give the same thing to Herbert, the ability, to rattle off that many points and be like, I know we've lost every game and almost overcome 2 missed field goals, a missed extra point, 2 missed field goals, and still come that close to winning that football game if a couple things go your way.
Yeah.
So
it was a coin flip for sure.
And the level of difficulty in terms of defense.
Yeah, the Chargers defense is good. I don't know how you feel about New England's defense, but I hold them in high regards as well.
I haven't watched them, so I don't really know in that case.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just have to give it to one of the guys that won.
Okay, so either Stafford or Nix, and if we're okay, so then so you're saying you hold the Pats in a higher regard
than Atlanta's defense. I mean, yeah, I would say so. I would say Atlanta's defense is kind of wishy-washy at times.
I'll concede. I have a hard time being that he beat a rookie Drake May, but I'll concede.
Yeah, but he was playing the defense, you know.
I know, but the fact that it was a 1-score game.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But, I mean, he got 295 and 4 TDs off of 18 passes, 18 completions.
Yeah.
All right, so then we got Bo next.
Yeah, Bo at 5. And then Burrow at 6. Are we agreeable to that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And now that we've hit the losses, I got people.
We're not there yet.
No.
Burrow played that good.
Oh.
I've got AR at 7. AR was 20 for 30, 272, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. For what we've been talking about in terms of inaccuracy, 10 incompletions is really damn good. No interceptions. And then the big part here, 10 rushes, 32 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the asterisk is the Jets.
The Jets.
So it's like I would have him higher if it was just about any other team with a better defense. But it's the Jets. So I've got him a little bit lower here.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I think the only guys I have that could counter would be guys who've lost this week.
Okay. So we want AR at 7? We're okay with that?
Yeah, we can say that. Because it wasn't the guys who lost, it wasn't like they played a great game against a great defense. It was just,
At 8, this is kind of a weird one here, but this is another mentality pick. Or not mentality, but a mental, toughness pick is Geno. Geno had a very Geno game. 25-32, 221, no touchdowns, 1 interception, but 4 rushes, 29 yards, and he had the game-winning touchdown against a 49ers team. And obviously the 49ers are not what we thought they were going to be. I understand that. But the Seahawks have been beating themselves every game.
Yeah.
We saw it against the Rams. We watched it. He threw that game away. He threw 3. He's been throwing interceptions out the wazoo this year. He's been beating himself all year. This is a huge mental thing to be like, I'm going to put the ball in my hands. I'm not throwing it to DK. I'm not throwing it to Tyler Lockett. I'm not handing it off. I'm putting the ball in my hands. I'm going to run the ball. I'm going to finish this game myself. And I'm not going to let us beat ourselves.
Did you say Tua?
I don't. Tua's.
You never said him though.
I don't have him on here yet.
Because then I probably would have countered the guy before with Tua. AR. 28 for 36, 288, 3 TDs, no interceptions.
The Raiders.
Yeah. Who the other guy play?
The Jets. AR played the Jets.
So 2 teams. I mean, Jets have a really good corner, really good D-line. The Raiders have a really good D-line, and I don't know anything else about that team.
I would say the separator, there's the 2 rushing touchdowns.
2 rushing. So AR goes, and then I would put Tua as a counter for Geno. 28, 36, 288, 3 TDs.
I just fucking hate him. Okay, but you're a completion guy, huh?
Yeah. That's usually what I look at, yeah. Completions are important to me.
Well, Geno's got 7.
Got 7 completions?
Incompletions.
Oh,
and Tua's got 8.
Yes, but Tua also has 3 touchdowns, and Gino has 0 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing.
Against the Raiders, though, we know what but also the level, like 49ers defense is still good.
Yeah, it's still good, but he didn't.
Better than the Raiders.
He didn't put up that great of a stat line.
It's better than the Raiders.
I know, but it's just because a team's harder than the other doesn't.
And you
mean
come out
that
on top after putting the ball in your hands to win the game.
He didn't. He scored 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and it was the most important touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I understand that, but it was only 1 compared to 3. And there's only 1 difference between the incompletions.
You know what?
He had
no.
incompletions to
Fine.
7 incompletions.
We can go with
2 more TDs.
We can go with the Grave Walker. Fine.
Okay.
You better make a short form clip here. I'm fucking right, and you all know it. Tua's a bum. Okay, Tua's a bum. He's gonna lose to the Patriots this week, and he's gonna have to eat a dick. You better make this a short form clip.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat an actual penis.
Is this Gino? Was Gino's game this week better than Tua's?
Not his game.
Yeah.
This is QB corner, QB play. This is not the game. This is QB play. We're talking about how the QBs
I
play.
understand that, but we have to take into consideration the tone of the game, the gravity of the game, and that game is way more important than anything that had to do with the Raiders-Dolphins game, in which both teams combined had less wins than multiple teams in either conference.
Why are you getting so upset?
Because this is a dumb argument.
Why are you getting so upset? You're being childish.
288.
You're being childish right now.
Okay, fine. We can put 2 at 8. God, that's so stupid. All right, at 9 then, which I don't even know how this. I don't think you can. I don't like that. But at 9, I have Hurts. 18 of 28, 221, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 10 rushes, 39 yards, 1 touchdown.
They played the Commanders, which is really good. I don't know how the defense is really holding up.
Okay.
I'm not really confident on this, but I'll see how you feel, because this team did play the Browns. Derek Carr, 21-27, 248, 2 TDs, 1 rush for 8 yards.
No, if you're going Derek Carr, then Sam played better. Sam Darnold was 20 of 32, 246, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, then what does Sam do that's not as good as Jalen?
You said Derek Carr.
Yeah, but you put Jalen first, and then I counter with Derek, and then Sam's better. But I think my stat line is better than Jalen's, but they played the Browns. But Sam's has a better stat line than Derek's.
It's just game difficulty.
Just the game difficulty.
Is why I have Hurts over Sam, and
but
why
I
I
will
don't
say
have
Saquon
Derek Carr
scored
in
two
there.
TDs. So Saquon did a lot of work in that game.
I still think if you want to put Carr over Hurts, I would say Sam has a better game than in that case.
Then yeah, we can throw
I just
Sam
didn't.
there.
I just didn't account for it because it's the Titans.
It is the Titans. Yeah.
So
which one do we feel is the Titans defense better than the Browns defense?
I think 3 touchdowns is better than 2.
I think so as well. Put them up there.
And then you want Carr at 10.
I would like Carr at 10. I would, yes.
Okay.
I mean, but again, with what I just said about Saquon, Taysom Hill was that guy for them.
I know. I thought about putting Taysom Hill at 1.
Just Taysom Hill. Yeah.
I thought about putting Taysom Hill at 1 because technically he threw the ball.
Yeah.
So he played quarterback this week.
I think actually Jalen fits better because, like I just said, my gripe against Jalen was Saquon scored 2 TDs. Well, Taysom scored 3. So, 3 isn't better than 2 in this specific scenario. So I think Jalen beats Derek in that.
I don't know because I don't even have Daniels on here, and Jameis did throw for 395, in which they were threatening in some way, and Derek had less.
Yeah, I
had a
have
better completion
Jameis Winston
percentage.
on here, but
I'm
lost.
fine going Carr because the moon ball's back and they're kind of playing for their jobs. So even though it's the Browns, the game matters. And Jalen Hurts didn't really seal the game. Saquon's the one who broke it open.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they didn't. It was really close until Saquon really took off in that second half.
I'm fine if you want to go Carr at 10.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Carr at 10.
Because he still had 2 TDs. It's just Taysom Hill at 3.
After that, then, so Carr goes to 10, Sam goes to 9. So I originally had Tua at 11. So I guess then I've got Jordan Love at 11.
I got Jordan Love there too.
Which I kind of would argue is a more difficult game than the Bears or than the Browns.
Yeah, it is, but he threw
3 of
pick.
17, 261, 1 4, 18, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
I would
Off of 13 completions, that's pretty damn good.
I know that's what I'm looking at.
It's just that pick. That pick staring me in the face, and I don't like it.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on who had the pick. If it's Jalen Johnson, I get it.
You want
I'm
to swap
fine
him?
with it. I'm fine if you want to keep Love at 11 as an honorable mention because it was a tight game with the Bears and they won the game based on the defense or the special teams basically making a play.
Yeah, they did win off the special teams. So yeah, let's keep him there in the honorable.
All right, I have Russ at 12. I had Russ at 12. I originally had Carr at 13, so that makes Drake May at 12. That puts Winston at 13. That puts
Yeah, I was trying to gauge how you were feeling with losses this week because if you were sliding with losses, I was throwing Jameis way up there. I was throwing him like top 5.
yeah, no, the completion percentage for me, and then 2 touchdowns to 395, especially against the Saints defense.
Yeah.
So he would have been 13 for me. That means Mahomes would have slid to 14, and then I've got Lamar at 15, then Will at 16, and then that was basically it.
The only person I'd throw in honorable mentions, Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush.
I just don't really
32,
care.
55, 354, 1 TD, 1 interception. 354.
He was okay. Like, I get it. I get wanting to put him there, but there was just no just didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter in one bit. But
it just didn't matter.
For a guy
I don't
to
even
come
have
out
CJ
there,
on here. Hold on. Did I forget about? I did. I just forgot about that game. I guess CJ didn't really do much to flash for me to even think about it. Yeah, he didn't even throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I'm fine leaving him off the list.
But yeah, it's just a backup QB throwing for 354.
Yeah, that
special.
is 354 is wild.
Yeah.
CD
But he's a Turpin in a
I was gonna say
maker merchant. So
I was gonna say you've got Kevontae Turpin going for 64.
Yeah.
And then so that's take that away and he's more normal. He's at 290. He's at 290 there. Longest from CD's 29. So you take that away, it's like 270. So I mean, a couple breakaway plays. I mean, they were throwing the rock, bro. Cooper Rush threw the ball 55 times last night.
They were talking in the broadcast. They were like, they gotta run the ball. Nope, Cooper's gonna throw it 55 times.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to run the ball either when I got Rico Dowdle running for 10 carries for 28 yards.
Yeah,
2.8 yards.
Dude. They got flipping stuffed.
Yeah,
that Houston D was able to slow down the Detroit Lions, like we've never seen.
Yeah.
Like Jameer.
Also, I think they put cooking oil on that ball because because it's just a weird game to me. It's encouraging that Goff pulled it together at the end there, but okay, there we go. So Allen 1, Herbie 2, Goff 3, Stafford 4, Bo 5, Burrow 6, AR 7, Tua 8. Sam 9, Carr 10. The Grave Walker's not going to make it to the rest of the
year. That's like your sign off now. The Grave Walker's, he's not going to make it.
Look, no one's going to say it, but I was right. They should have traded him. They should have blew up the team because this is what we've got now. A 3-6 or 4-6 fucking.
Do I have to keep bringing up the fact that he's hurt? And then you bring up the fact that he's injury prone, but I mean, you can't really account for that when
you can. You just don't pay him and you move on and you go grab one of the rookie quarterbacks from this class that were really good.
Yeah, you could do it this class too, but I mean, you can't expect him to get another dive head first and get another.
Yeah, I can. When you watch the film, every single one of his plays ends like this when he leaves the pocket. So I think that tells me quite a bit if I'm watching that. No other quarterback in the league tends to end their play like this. Anyways, I'm Devin. He's a Dolphins believer, and we're Buffet Sports. You can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. I don't know. Go comment on some shit. Get a job. You guys should get jobs. Please, go get a job. We have jobs.
No, we don't.
Well, actually, you don't have a job.
Yeah,
I have a job.
We don't want them to get jobs because we want them to watch us.
I guess. You just don't comment. Just watch.
What? No. If you have nice things to say, I want you to say them.
Goodbye.
Good job.
Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs.